You're not exactly a priority right now. The message blinked up on my screen between the halogen-lit wine glass and my untouched filet mignon. I read it once, twice, felt nothing, not at first. I'd waited 15 minutes past the reservation before I ordered, 45 more before I stopped glancing at the door, another hour before I stopped pretending I believed her excuse. Then came the post. 2 hours and 10 minutes late, exactly. Family night out for the real success story. A lakeside photo. My wife smiling wide, head tipped against my brother's shoulder. He stood shirtless next to a red jet ski. Her drink was in his hand. I didn't blink, didn't call, didn't cry. I signed the bill, $2,940, wine and all, and went home. I changed the locks and started the file. She'd always talked about loyalty, about honoring what we built. She said it like a mantra when we argued, like a noose made of silk. But I had seen the signs, the deflection, the half-truths, the way her phone always tilted face down when I walked in. And my brother? He used to borrow money. Now he wore tailored clothes and had teeth too white to be honest. I owe it all to family, he joked at Christmas. She laughed like she believed it. At first, I told myself I was overthinking, that maybe I was bitter, burnt out. 10 years building a career, 5 building a marriage, 2 slipping into static. But that caption, real success story, wasn't just a joke, it was a confession. And I heard it loud and clear. I didn't ask questions, I asked patterns. Phone records, card transactions, location history. I had access. She never changed her passwords. December 17th, charged a hotel in Midtown, said she was at her mother's. January 3rd, dinner for 2, Italian, the same place we'd celebrated our anniversary. Her receipt read, 2 entrees, wine, 1 dessert, 2 spoons. February 12th, a wire transfer, $8,000, from our joint account to a private one in his name, labeled consulting. The next morning, I made an appointment. DNA test, hairbrush, toothbrush, a strand she left on my suit jacket. One of them was too close, too often. In meetings, I smiled, nodded, praised my team's quarterly metrics. At home, I memorized the sound of her lies, the rhythm of her deceptions. She still kissed me at night. I started kissing her back, like I was saying goodbye. The test results arrived in a nondescript envelope. I didn't rush to open it. I poured a drink, watched the ice melt, then read. Positive. 99.998% match. Not to me, to him. Not just an affair. They had a child. Together. My brother's son. Raised under my name. I printed the full dossier, bound it neatly, included the receipts, transfers, images, timelines. And then I waited. She came home late, again, said traffic, said exhaustion, said nothing that mattered. I handed her the folder without a word. She opened it like it might explode. It did. She cried, tried to explain. Her voice trembled, hands shaking, mascara trailing down like war paint. I sipped my drink, watched. Not one word escaped my lips. She finally asked, "Say something, anything." I met her eyes and said only this: "Your priorities are clear." I mailed a second copy of the folder, this time to my brother's office, marked confidential. He called 5 times. I didn't answer. A 6th time, I answered, didn't speak. He whispered, "Please don't ruin me." I let the silence hang, then hung up. That night, I called the bank, froze all joint accounts, transferred funds, shut off cards. I'd been planning this for weeks. I drafted divorce papers with a clause, full financial severance, 0 claim to assets. Attached a photo of the test results. I left it on her side of the bed. By morning, she was gone. I sent one final text. Don't forget your jet ski. It's quiet now. I keep the house cold. The silence doesn't bother me. There's peace in knowing the storm came and I didn't flinch. I saw the truth, traced every crack, mapped the entire collapse. She thought I'd break. She mistook silence for weakness. But I was never silent. I was watching. I was waiting. They built their lives on lies. I just burned the blueprints. Now I celebrate alone. And I never liked jet skis anyway.